If you're looking to create and sell online courses, Kajabi and Thinkific are two great platforms. But which one is right for your business? We're going to find out in this video. Hey guys, Ross Erosion, founder and CEO of Tricycle Creative, a digital and content marketing agency. And if you're looking for more digital marketing and business growth videos, consider subscribing to our channel. So to do this correctly, I have come up with 8 different judging categories for Thinkific and Kajabi. And they are pricing, course creation, assessments, communications, sales, analytics, site builder, and support. So we're going to start at pricing because I can appreciate that that is an obvious place to start when it comes to how much am I going to have to pay monthly or annually. But the Kajabi and Thinkific are not necessarily apples to apples. They're pretty damn close, but I do want to present this to you as close, I guess, to apples as possible. So let's bring up the pricing for Kajabi and Thinkific. When we look at Kajabi, now I'm going to talk more about this throughout the video. Kajabi has some added different features that Thinkific does not. So that is kind of important to kind of put an asterisk about this pricing. But I'm also going to break this down. They both offer annual and monthly plans. But to keep these things kind of on the same terms, let's just look at their monthly plans. And here's why. Even though I'm walking you through both of these platforms, you obviously may still want to kick the tires a little. And paying for an entire year's worth might be way too much of a commitment. You probably will want to start monthly. Now, on Kajabi, when you look at these monthly plans, it starts with the basic for $149 a month, where you get 3 products. And a product is a course or like a downloadable or something like that. 3 pipelines, unlimited landing pages, marketing emails, 1,000 contacts. Now, again, this is important note because Kajabi does have this integrated email system, which we'll talk about more a little bit later. Now, they also have this growth plan, the $199. That's the one I was on. 15 products. So that'll be 15 courses, 15 pipelines, unlimited landing pages, so on and so forth. We're going to talk more about these again throughout. I'm bringing this to you just at a high level. Here's the one thing I'm going to bring up about the Kajabi platform. I do not think that a 14-day trial is enough. With Kajabi, because they have so many kind of extra functions, and part of it's also because it's not necessarily as intuitive, I feel like they should extend this to a 30-day trial. Because 14 days, particularly if you're an entrepreneur, solopreneur who's doing this as kind of a side part of your business, 14 days just wasn't enough for me to fully understand everything about the Kajabi platform. And that's saying a lot because I'm a tinkerer. I tinker like hell. And again, in between creating the courses, editing the video, like looking at all the functions, I needed more than 14-day trial. Now, if we flip over to Thinkific, and again, we're going to make this an equal playing field. We're going to look at monthly. Theirs, you'll notice, are significantly lower. And here's what I really like about, they have a free version. And this is fantastic because it'll give you the opportunity to test drive, just like they say, Thinkific's core feature set for free. And the free includes 3 courses, which is equal to the $149 that Kajabi's asking over here. So 3 courses, unlimited students, quizzes, surveys, hosting content, blah, 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 blah. Again, we're going to get into these a little bit more. Then you have your basic for $49 a month, $99, and then the major big guy here, $499. Now, yes, the free may not have all the features, but I really, really love that they have a free version because you are going to need time to go in and get used to how these platforms work. So I currently use the Pro for mine, but even on the free, on the basic version, unlimited courses and students. That's not offered anywhere in any of these Kajabi platforms. I was just blown away by that there's no unlimited here. But your second level in on Thinkific, you get unlimited courses and students. So big difference, huge difference actually, when it comes to Kajabi versus Thinkific pricing. Pricing, point goes to Thinkific. Hey guys, before we keep going, are you finding this video helpful? If so, hit that like button. If you're looking at Thinkific versus Kajabi, it's because you're looking to launch courses for your business. So now what I want to dive into is the actual course creation experience, if you will. So we're going to start with Kajabi. And let's start with Kajabi. Sorry, here we go. Now, even vernacular wise, it took me a second to figure out, but like products, that's your courses. So I'm going to, this is one I just created, test, we'll click into that. It gives you kind of these default settings and you just for, so we're using the right verbiage here. These course introduction, these would be like chapters. And then underneath it, these would be like lessons, okay? Now, here's one thing about Kajabi, when it gives you these defaults, let's click into just this first lesson right here. You have two options. You can do a video or you can do an assessment. Or you could just keep it as text inside of here. But you only have these two options when it comes to the media, if you will, that you want to attach. Now, conversely, when we come over to Thinkific, flagship, I'll just call this test. Okay. If I click into, again, same deal. We have chapter 1, chapter 2, but let's go add lesson. Look at all of these different options it gives you. Video, you can do a quiz. To be fair, that's what assessment is in Kajabi. Multimedia, you can do just as a text. You can do a survey. You can do a PDF. This will be a downloadable type thing. You can do audio only. Download. You can put a presentation up there. Brillium exam does require like a Brillium account, so it's just a more advanced exam type. You can create an assignment. So if you are going to do a course or a lesson and you want to give someone kind of homework, that would be an assignment. And then they have a live, which is in beta, and that gets driven through Zoom, which, as you can see here, if we hover over it, you need to connect Zoom before you add this lesson. So looking at all of these options when you create a lesson inside of Thinkific versus Kajabi, it's definitely advantage Thinkific. Pricing, point, Thinkific. When you're creating a course, you're going to want to create assessments or quizzes, tests for the people who are going through your course. They can even be super simple, true or false, 1 question, 2 question, but it does help to add that extra level of engagement and even understanding of whatever it is that you are teaching, showing, presenting. So now what I want to do is take a second and walk you through and show you the differences between assessments on both Kajabi and Thinkific. So when we look at Kajabi, when you create a new, and here I'll show you this, create a new, in this case, again, it's called post, which again seems a little counterintuitive, but we're going to say post. Oh, let's say we want to make this a quiz. Okay, you click into it and you say, oh, I want to make this an assessment. Wait, what? This was so freaking confusing to me that when you create assessment, you don't actually create it in here. To create an assessment, you have to go to People, Assessments. Then what you do is you create a new assessment in here and then connect it to that lesson. This is kind of the I would say the flaw that is constant throughout Kajabi is the, I'd say, user interface, but also how things connect and where you find them is not intuitive. I again am a tinkerer, and it took me time to figure out where the hell to find some of this stuff. Now, conversely, if we come over here to Thinkific, let me click out of this, and let's say add new lesson. And I want to do a quiz. I'm going to call this quiz 1. Hit enter. Click into it. And boom, right inside of here, I'm creating my quiz. So it's a lot more intuitive unless I want to add a question. Okay, now, what kind of question? And Kajabi has the same thing when you make it. So you can say one or more, multiple choice, that kind of thing. So I can say, this is the first question. Choice 1, answer. And I would say, this is the correct answer. Assessments, point, Thinkific. So at the beginning, when I was talking about pricing, I mentioned that Thinkific and Kajabi aren't necessarily apples to apples. They're pretty close. And when it comes to communications, this is where they split off and have major differences. Kajabi is kind of a all-in-one tool. So inside of Kajabi, you can also do all of your email marketing. They are an email service provider, otherwise called an ESP. So what that brings with it, when you do courses inside of Kajabi, it adds this really, really great granular level of targeting when it comes to your communications. And let me show you how. So this is again, just a template lesson. But if I scroll down, you see this automation right here. Now, what's really cool, since Kajabi is your ESP, again, your email service provider, you can set up conditions that when this, again, this calls it a post, this lesson is completed, that you can fire off an email to them right when they finish it. This is super cool. I love this about Kajabi, this granular level of control with communication. So this could be something where when someone completes a lesson, when they complete a quiz, you can send them an email immediately and say, congratulations, great job, that kind of thing. I love that about Kajabi. Now, unfortunately, that does not exist inside of Thinkific. Thinkific does not have an email component to it. And this is where it might be a big deal breaker for you. If you do not have an existing what's called ESP, or you are not cut from the tinkerer cloth, going with Kajabi to be the all-in-one solution may be the answer for you. Because with Thinkific, what you need to do is you need to connect another email service, one that probably you would have to pay for, to set up these automated emails or these drip emails. So you would need to connect another service that, again, you probably have to pay for. Now, in my experience, I bought Thinkific and then at the same time bought ActiveCampaign. And I was able to buy both of those for less than the cost of Kajabi. And ActiveCampaign does a ton more with email than Kajabi's email system does. But again, it's going to require a certain level of tinkering, of understanding how to connect these systems. And you know yourself better than anyone. If that doesn't sound like you, it might be worth the extra cost to go with Kajabi to be the one-stop shop. Communication, point, Kajabi. When it comes to sales, promotions, and tools, this is where these programs are pretty much the same. They offer the ability to sell courses individually. You can bundle them together. So if you have similar courses on the same topic or related topics, you can bundle them together and sell them for a discounted price as opposed to if you're going to buy them individually. You can add coupons. You can add affiliates. So that's a great tool on both Kajabi and Thinkific that you can add someone's email and information and give them a unique URL. And if someone buys it from there, it can automatically tell you how much you can pay that person, right? If you want to have an affiliate code and say, hey, if you sell this through your website, I'll give you 10% of your sales. Now, the one thing that I did like in Thinkific, ever so small, but again, not enough, I think, to really say, oh, it's that much better, is that they give this kind of like sales widget functionality. So you can create a little sales widget box that you can then add the HTML code on your website. So again, it's kind of a small deal, not enough for me to say, oh, Thinkific is head and shoulders above Kajabi when it comes to sales. They're pretty much on equal footing when it comes to the sales tools. Sales tools, it's a tie. I don't know about you, but I love analytics. I love data. And with digital marketing, sometimes it's like drinking from a fire hose. But when it comes to launching courses, if you're doing this with Kajabi or Thinkific, you're going to want to have data to understand what's working, what's not working, where maybe, there are hiccups in particular courses or sales. And again, this is a situation where Thinkific really brings it. They do a fantastic job of giving you this really in-depth data. Now, you'll see here it's in beta mode, and we're looking at sample data right here. But it gives you this, on revenue, this great kind of chart as far as sales. You can also look at individual orders. So how these came in, what this looks like, which courses are responsible for, you can segment it down by product and type and coupons. You can look at your actual enrollments. So in some cases, you have free courses. So that would count towards enrollments versus maybe sales or orders. You can take a look at that. And this is what I really love about Thinkific, is this student engagement. Now, again, I recognize and appreciate we're looking at dummy data, but this is really, I love this. How long on average? How many days does it take someone to complete? This can help inform an email campaign, a drip campaign. Maybe you want to implement this as part of a coaching program. You're going to want to know on average, how long are people taking to complete this course? What percentage of them complete the course? This is something where you have a ton of people who sign up and they never complete it. Well, you're going to want to kind of encourage them along the way, understanding that. Then looking at statistics on the lessons. What are they interacting with? Their engagement, their reviews. I mean, the attempts versus how many completed versus attempted. I mean, this is awesome. Awesome. I was not expecting this. This was such an amazing ad when I moved from Kajabi to Thinkific. Now, to give equal time, if we come over to Kajabi, nothing like this exists over here. Nothing. It is really kind of a bummer. If we look at offers, you can take a look at this, but there's just no data anywhere near equivalent to what Thinkific gives you, from revenue to student engagement to enrollments. Again, Thinkific really brings it when it comes to analytics. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, both platforms allow you to tie in Google Analytics and Facebook Pixel. That is really great, because then you can track and even remarket to people who come to your course website pages. Oh, one other thing I forgot. You know how I mentioned Kajabi was your email platform also? It is the one-stop shop. It provides you email. Here's the thing that I did not love about Kajabi and their email. It will not tell you, is not able to give you the information on who clicked. So it'll tell you who opened it, or it'll tell you how many opens you had, but it will not tell you who clicked or who opened. There is a big, big gap in data for your email when you use Kajabi. I was hungry for more information about about people who were getting my emails. And like I mentioned, I did switch over when I moved to Thinkific to ActiveCampaign, and ActiveCampaign gives you tons of more granular data. So just something, again, in my own experience, someone who loves data, yes, it gives you very high level data when it comes to your email, but it just doesn't give me everything I wanted when it came to email data. Analytics, point, Thinkific. When it comes to website building and course building, again, I'm going to bring up Kajabi is slightly different than Thinkific. Kajabi is intended to kind of be this one-stop shop. So you can actually create your entire website in Kajabi in addition to your courses. So if you are someone out there who does not have a website or is not happy with your website or doesn't know how to do a website, Kajabi has a website builder. And then when you create courses, it would automatically implement them into that. You can create your entire company business website here in addition to your courses. A key distinction from the Thinkific platform, where if we come over to design your site and site builder, yes, you can create your website, but really this is intended to be almost like the website that hosts and manages your courses. An ever so slight difference, but that's why we're here. These platforms are kind of separated at times by ever so slight differences. So if you are looking for a one-stop shop, if you are looking for a platform to help you create your entire website and then add the courses on, maybe courses is all you're doing, or it's a coaching program, Kajabi might scratch that itch. And I will say, Kajabi has a little more granular level of control. And I did find their page builder to have a little bit more features than the Thinkific page builder. Site builder, point, Kajabi. Customer support is really important when you get started on a platform, any platform, but particularly a course building platform. So when it came to Kajabi, when I signed up, they reached out. We set up a kickoff call with an actual human being. We did a Zoom call. We walked through what I wanted to do, what I had done thus far, if there's anything I needed help with, if I had any questions. It was great. It really was. Having that kickoff meeting was very helpful, and it does help you get fast-tracked into Kajabi. Thinkific, on the other hand, did not have that kind of experience. There was no kickoff meeting with an actual human. I did have some questions and I reached out to support, and I got response maybe a day or two later. So it wasn't as good as Kajabi. I will also say that with Kajabi, since you have this kickoff meeting, you do kind of have this dedicated customer support person. So if you have a question, you can email them, and they got back to me pretty quick. I mean, with the same day in most cases. That type of connection to a customer service liaison or support person in Thinkific just doesn't exist. Support, point, Kajabi. So let's do a recap and look at our final scorecard. When it comes to pricing, I give the edge to Thinkific. They have cheaper plans. They even have that free plan. So they get the point. Course creation. This one also goes to Thinkific. The user interface is slightly easier to manipulate and use, and you can get things done faster and easier, which is the same reason why I give them a point also on assessments. Now, just when you think this is going to be a clean sweep, communications, that point goes to Kajabi. Remember, Kajabi is this all-in-one platform which integrates your email into it. And you're able to do some granular, very specific things inside of Kajabi when it comes to communications that you just can't do inside of Thinkific, even with an integrated ESP. Sales. This point goes to both of them. I didn't think there was one specific thing that set apart one or the other. They're pretty equal here. Analytics, point to Thinkific. If you remember back that section, we have a ton more analytics available on the Thinkific platform when it comes to sales, revenue, and even how your students interact with the courses. Site Builder, slight edge. Ever so slight edge to Kajabi, again, because they offer the tools to create an entire website plus the course websites. And I did find their Site Builder slightly easier to use with a little more functionality. And the last piece, support. That point also goes to Kajabi. They have a more structured, more hands-on level of support when it comes to you signing up for the first time. So when we do the count here, we have Thinkific slightly edging out 5 points to Kajabi's 4 points. If you found this video to be informative, please give us a like. Also, if you're thinking about going with Kajabi or Thinkific, use the links below in the description. Full disclosure, they may be referral links, so if you end up becoming a customer, I might get a couple bucks. But that really helps to support everything we're doing right here on this YouTube channel. If you have any questions about Thinkific or Kajabi, drop them below in the comments. And if you end up creating a course, share it with us at Hello Tricycle on all the social medias.